The Dude Perfect crew is essentially a group of pals from Dallas, Texas, who started a YouTube channel doing some of the most insane trick shots that you'll probably ever see. Their YouTube channel has garnered millions of fans around the world and as a result, millions of dollars in earnings. So stay tuned and don't go away because we're revealing how Dude Perfect built a YouTube empire. Somehow, they're still friends. First up, can friendships and money mix well together? Let's take a look. A long-standing mantra in business is that friendship and money don't mix. However, for the 5 pals behind the Dude Perfect YouTube channel, one of the most successful YouTube channels ever, this is certainly not the case. Corey Cotton, one of the founders of Dude Perfect, recently opened up about starting the business and explained the reality was we could either give it a try or bail. I think we knew that it would be hard, but we had to give it a shot. And boy, is it a good thing they decided not to bail. But before Dude Perfect grew into a 56 million subscriber strong YouTube channel, the founding members of the group, Corey and his twin brother Kobe, plus Tyler Toney, Cody Jones, and Garrett Hilbert, who are all in their 30s now, were actually friends back at Texas A&M University. While at Texas A&M, the dudes would use their free time to make a variety of low-budget sports videos, and things just sort of evolved from there. In 2009, the dudes went viral with their Dude Perfect Backyard Edition. The video featured 3 minutes of basketball trick shots, and from that point on, the crew joined the ranks of YouTube giants like David After Dentist and Charlie Bit My Finger, and within 4 short years, their channel had 1 million subscribers and even got attention from ESPN. Despite their massive success today and millions of dollars earned, they haven't let money get in the way of their friendships, which, of course, is fantastic news. Next up, how did the Dude Perfect crew take things to the next level? You're about to find out. Once the crew hit the 1 million subscriber mark and ad revenue was starting to pour in, Dude Perfect quickly realized that it wasn't exactly pulling in enough income to support all 5 members. At that point, most of them were still working 9-to-5 day jobs and had families to support, and the channel was essentially nothing more than a passion project or hobby. But the pressure and workload was becoming so intense that Corey Cotton developed Bell's palsy due to stress and insomnia, and something needed to change. So they decided to branch out of their signature trick shot videos and take a leap of faith. One of the members of the crew, Tony, got a call from his boss while shooting a new video, and his boss told him he either needed to quit Dude Perfect or quit his job. And it was that ultimatum that inspired the dudes to do some math and figure out if they could afford groceries for a year if they all quit their jobs. However, there was still one thing standing in their way. They needed the support of their other bosses, their wives. After all, happy wife is a happy life. So with the approval and support of their wives, the Dude Perfect crew quit their jobs and put all their energy into their YouTube channel. And as it turns out, it was the best decision they ever made. Up next, is there a new trend of people quitting their jobs and starting something new? For many people in the pandemic and post-pandemic world, losing or even quitting their jobs and starting something new is fast becoming a trend. The consequences of the so-called Great Reset. More than 4.3 million Americans have left their jobs, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics is reporting a record-setting shift that psychologist Anthony Klotz calls the Great Resignation. So why is this happening? Because of the COVID-19 pandemic has caused many people to re-examine their work-life balance. Klotz calls these decisions pandemic epiphanies, and he says these are leading many to turn toward entrepreneurial ventures, friends, and things they really love doing. Social data from the pandemic is continuing to come in, and previous research has found that 65% of small business owners are men and 16% of new entrepreneurs starting their business to follow their passion. We can infer from the data that so many people were stuck in jobs that they didn't like. And if we think back to when we were children, many of us were told by teachers and parents to follow our dreams and pursue our passions. But when we entered adulthood, many of us abandoned our dreams for alternative career paths so we could pay our rents, bills, and mortgages. It's really wonderful to see people chasing their dreams and passions for a change. Even though Dude Perfect launched prior to the pandemic, the crew is still an amazing example of people who make the difficult decision to quit their jobs and risk it all to pursue their dreams. And it's very inspiring. Stay tuned and don't go away because we're taking a deep dive into the lives of the Dude Perfect crew. Next up, does the Dude Perfect crew still face financial stress and career pressures? Let's take a look. The dudes haven't faced financial stress in a while, but there is mounting pressure that comes with life on the road. They require a continually growing team of support and must strive to raise the stakes creatively with each and every video they produce. This is no easy feat and can sometimes be a pressure cooker of stress, so the dudes are no strangers to tempers flaring and shouting matches. Apparently, one of the dudes even threw a rock at another's head, but thankfully it missed its mark. So disagreements certainly do arise, but the dudes always try to vent their feelings off camera and remain professional. Corey Cotton said, "We have no shortage of time with each other, so I think it actually is good proof that we still like hanging out even when we're not being paid to hang out. Going into business together helped propel their friendship to a new level. They're no longer just friends, they're family. And if there's one thing we know about the dudes, it's that they love to give back to the community. So they've offered to share their secrets and tips on how to get into business with friends without destroying the relationships. Up next, what are the tips that Dude Perfect would like to share with you today? You're about to find out. Since the beginning, Dude Perfect has made it their mission to operate as an equal partnership. It's in their contract. Written agreements don't just help mitigate future conflicts, but they also help the founders of the channel unite with the rest of the team and work toward a shared vision or a common goal. Suremi says, it forces you to think things through. The entrepreneurs that do the best are the ones that have formalized things in advance. According to the dudes, it's also important that everyone on the crew has a very clearly defined role. Again, this is done in order to avoid potential conflict. The dudes also believe that it's important for teammates to divide the work. Behind the scenes, each Dude Perfect member takes on a specific responsibility. Corey Cotton leads production, Tony runs creative, etc. Suremi says, every business starts as a small business, which then may scale, but if your partner doesn't want to do a job, you're just going to be fighting. Another key tip from the dudes, and this one really is key, is to be brutally honest. The Dude Perfect crew also credits its success to communication, and this cannot be understated enough. Communication is their secret sauce. So before going into business with a friend, consider how they respond to conflict. Suremi says, when you confront them with something, are they curious about it or are they defensive? If they're not committed to self-improvement, then you're going to have an impossible time growing. Finally, if you're planning to go into business with your friends, what's the most important tip of all? Have fun. Seriously, having fun is key. If you and your friends are having fun, and as the dudes suggest, play through work, your partnership and/or team can have loads of fun while still being productive. Many people underestimate the power of fun when running a business. Studies have shown that happy workers are more productive workers. It's really a win-win situation for everyone around. Nobody wants to work in a tense, stressed, or angry environment. That's not good for morale or production. And members of the Dude Perfect crew still regularly golf together and play a weekly pickup basketball game. These are phenomenal team-building exercises, as it allows the team to blow off steam, get a little silly, and have some fun. Sometimes the crew will talk business during these outings, but for the most part they don't. Suremi also recommends that partners put a standing meeting on their calendars even if there's no friction to address. According to Suremi, that makes it easier to resolve conflict before it spills over and becomes part of the culture. So if you're planning a team-oriented business with friends, you may want to take a close look at these tips from Dude Perfect, because they will likely help your business venture thrive. That's a wrap for today's video. Thank you for watching.